We are live. I just got to make sure the audio is working before we actually get into it, of course. I've got to make sure the audio is working. And why am I so loud? I'll move it back. Maybe I'm too close. Yes, better. God, when I first came in, it was the loudest thing I've ever heard. When I first got in, it was the loudest thing I think I've ever heard. Jesus, but it went through my ears. Anyway, we're here to talk about yesterday's game, of course, and we always start off by talking about what Fark said after the game, of course, and what he had to say after our performance, which was a win against Oxford. There's not really much to talk about the game. I'll get into talking about some of the players' performances because I want to still talk about a couple of the players, but there's not a lot to talk about in the way of there's been in the last 2 games where there's been things to talk about. Of course, there was the Middlesbrough game, which was the referees. There was the last game, which was still a lot of things to talk about. A lot of things to talk about. So yeah, we're going to start with what Fark said in the after the match. Basically, Daniel Fark said, "Massive win, clean sheet at Oxford. Who are fighting which good clean sheet against Oxford. So difficult. This game, it is a difficult game, and I thought if any game we weren't going to win, it was going to be this game, which I thought it was going to be a draw. Even though I predicted a win, I had a hunch that we were going to draw this game, and I was worried about this game just because it's away from home, Oxford. Near the end of the season, it's one of those games where you could see a draw." But we're able to get through it. A really good Oxford side. Fantastic team goal for their goal. The pass into the goal is beautiful. Lots of control, but Gary's side are always so well structured, which I think Oxford were. They were a very difficult team to break down for us throughout the entire game. And for me, it doesn't help when you have a striker who can't really win a header. So you got a player up front that can't win an aerial duel. So when the ball gets hoofed up the field by Darlow or by anyone, it's not gonna, you're not gonna get those things of someone flicking it on over the top or playing it into Aronson, headering it back down into Aronson and helping an attack. So that was a problem for me. And it was weird because it felt like Pirro wasn't in his normal position where he should be, which is striker, of course, is a striker. But it felt like he wasn't in the striker's position for a lot of that game as well. And we were all bunched up in the middle of the pitch. Like we're all bunched up like this, which didn't help Aronson as well, who is the number 10. I think Pirro should have been a bit further forward at times. I think he kind of, I'm not going to, and it's not on him only. I'm not going to just blame him, but he kind of being the striker and seeing how tight it is in the middle, he needs to move and open up the space and leave more space for Aronson when he does get the ball and give him an option. Because I just feel like everyone was so in the middle and that we couldn't really do much in the middle with that. But yeah, it was a good performance to get the win. I mean, it wasn't a great performance, but yeah, it was a difficult game against an Oxford side, of course, that came for that game probably to get a point. They probably came to get a point in that game. We took our goal very well. The Rodon pass, I mean, brilliant pass into Bogle with the ball across into Solomon, who tapped in. Just a really nice goal, basically. Daniel Falkland said, did not allow them one proper chance in the game. Pleased, always the same. If you do not score the second, you have to show steel. Well deserved and spirited win. Yeah, because we scored the first, and I thought we need that second throughout the entire game, basically. And yeah, I felt like at the end we were very good at being able to win free kicks and slow down the play and actually hold them out, basically. Where are we up to? These are the best types of wins. It's always your day when you finish on top. Okay, yeah, back top of the league. Everything he said there's fine. Nothing wrong with anything he said. I agree with it. Basically, I agree with it. It's a good win, and just the way we played towards the end of just getting free kicks, slowing it down, getting through the game, winning the game in the end. And yeah, where are we up to here? Being compliment for the defense, Oxford has an unbelievable throw. Rodon had to win 127 headers today. Great resilience. We have a smaller side, but we dealt with all these situations. Happy with this. Yeah, that was their danger throughout the entire game. It was their set pieces and that long throw. For me, that was the bits where I'm because that's where I'm a bit worried about is when they have those long throws, because that's where they were very dangerous from at times. And every time they did get a long throw, I was actually worried when they did get a long throw, because I'm this could be the moment where they do score. What else did he say after this? Daniel Falkland said, I have too many games in this crazy league, which, yeah, it's true. In great shape, consecutive wins at this stage is important. And nothing is done yet, which is good. I like that Falk says that nothing is done yet, because we could still throw this away. I don't think we will. I think we're basically there. But the whole thing is, it's not over yet. We're not there yet. We haven't done it yet. And I like that Fark says that, and he's basically probably saying the same to the players, like, it's not done yet. We have to focus, because the next game's massive. You have to fight for every point. Keep your nerves. This league is relentless. Competitive. Competitors. I can't read sometimes. Competitors are strong and showing resilience. Have to keep going. Yeah, I mean, this league is like crazy. Anyone could beat anyone. That's why everyone loves it. That's why the championship is the best league in the world, in my opinion. In my opinion, it is the best league in the world, entertainment-wise, especially when it gets to the playoffs. But I think it's better when you're not in it. When your club's not in it, it's way more entertaining. So once we're in the Premier League, we can, or once we get promoted, we can enjoy the playoffs. At least we can enjoy the playoffs this season, hopefully. I mean, probably, because I think we're up now, but I know it's not 100%, so I'm not going to say 100%, but we're basically there. But yeah, I'm very excited. I'm happy to watch the playoffs this season because we're not in it, and yeah. It's good that Fark also, it's good that Fark said, like, it's not done yet, boys. We got to go into the next game the same as we did this one, same as we did with the last one as well. And we just got to basically, if we win our next game, for me, it's over. If we win the next game, it's over for me. That's the moment we're like, yeah, we're promoted. Because I don't see Sheffield United beating Burnley. Daniel Fark then said after this, the last thing he said was, good scenario, but every game is difficult. Cannot allow yourselves to think too far into the future. You have to be good in the here and now. Will not allow myself to think too far. Quick turnaround for Monday. Stoke come with freedom and confidence. Yeah, talk about the Stoke game, how they're going to have freedom and confidence, because they don't have anything to play for, do they, Stoke? Because where are they in the league? They're 16th. Yeah, they got nothing to play for. They won't get relegated. They're going to finish like mid-table, just below mid-table. But yeah, they'll be fine. They're gonna be fine. Stoke won't go down this season. Stoke will just stay in the championship. So then they have nothing to play for, which sometimes that's when teams play at their best, when they're in free-flowing football, when they don't have to worry about anything, because they got no jeopardy, they got no relegation, they got no promotion. So it won't be an easy game. But since it's at Elland Road, I am confident that we do win this game. But yeah, it's good that everything the Fark said, fine. I'm fine with all of it, basically, yeah. The next thing we're going to talk about is go through and talk about a couple of the players' performances, as we always do. That's something that I like doing. Let's start off with Carl Darlow. I think Carl Darlow's performance was good. I think he did everything right. He made 2 saves. He made a massive save in the first half from a good strike. I can't remember who took the strike, but it was a very good save. And when he made the save, Firpo did well to show the other man off, basically, because it was one of those where at the time, like live, I thought he was going to save it straight for a tap-in and we were going to concede there. But Darlow does very well with that save. I can't remember what the other save was, but I can't remember what the second save was. Cole's prevented was 0.16, so yeah, it wasn't like that says like, none of those shots were a threat, but that first one was a threat for me. It was a good strike and it was a good save. He made 1 punch. He made 2 high claims, which is good. 38 touches, with his accurate passing being 18 out of 27, so 67% pass accuracy. He made 11 long balls and 2 were accurate, but I don't put as again when you don't have anyone up front that's going to win headers and win the ball in the air. When he pumps it long and does those long balls, we're not going to win them, are we? When we don't have someone up top that can win them. He made 1 clearance, and that's about it. I think ground duels he had 1, which he lost. Aerial duels he had 1, which he won. And yeah, that's basically it. That's all of his stats. I think Darlow was good again. I really like Carl Darlow. He shouldn't be the number 1 in the Premier League before people try and think that we should have him as the number 1 in the Premier League. That's just not what we should do. But I'm fine with keeping Carl Darlow as our backup. I think Carl Darlow should be our backup next season. Like, I'm fine with that. Yeah. Yeah. That's a game on Monday. We should be too strong for Stoke. Yeah, I agree. We should be too strong for Stoke. But it's just one of those where it's the end of the season, anything can happen. And I've seen like anyone can beat anyone at the end of the season. I mean, Plymouth beat Sheffield United like a week ago. So, it wasn't even a week ago. It was actually not that. Was it even a week ago? It probably wasn't. But I'm confident for the Stoke game. But yeah, Jayden Bogle. Now, I thought Jayden Bogle was really good. I thought he had a really good performance again. Not back to his best, but close to it for me. Good performance. He played the full 90. He had 1 assist, which was the pass across goal, which was very nice into Solomon. That was a good finish. That was the goal. He made 1 clearance, 2 interceptions, 1 tackle. Thought he made more than that, to be honest. He got dribble passed only twice. Ground duels, he had 5 ground duels and he won 2 of them. Aerial duels, he had 2 and he won both his aerial duels. He lost the ball 15 times throughout this game. He had 73 touches with an accurate passing of 36 out of 44, which is 82%. So an 82% passing accuracy. He made 1 key pass, which was the assist. He had 3 crosses. None of them were accurate. I mean, our crosses, by the way, I'm not like, oh, God. He had 5 long balls. 2 of them were accurate. He created 1 big chance, which was the goal. And yeah, he had a shot off target, 2 shots blocked. Dribbled attempt 2. He beat him. He beat his man once. And yeah, I thought Bogle had a pretty good performance. The man of the match for me, though, in that game, Joe Rodon, brilliant. I mean, that tackle he made right at the end, especially, I wouldn't say right at the end, but maybe, what was it? Like, it was in the 80th minute mark, past the 80th minute mark. Great challenge that he made, the big tackle, basically. And I thought all over the pitch, Joe Rodon was brilliant. Joe Rodon had it probably was back to his best. It was probably his best. I wouldn't say it was his best performance this season, but it was up there. I thought he was really, really good. My man of the match. He played the full 90. He had 11 clearances. He blocked 1 shot. Interceptions, he made 2. He had 2 ground duels and won both of them. In the air, you know, Joe Rodon wins headers. Aerial duels, he had 9 and he won 7 of those 9, which is good. He only lost the ball 11 times. He was fouled 3 times, gave away 0 fouls. He had 104 touches throughout the entire game with an accurate passing of 72 out of 83, which is 87%. So an 87% pass accuracy. Very good performance. 1 key pass. He had 8 long balls and 4 of them were accurate. And yeah, I thought overall he was brilliant. And I know people I like Strauch, but I honestly believe that our best centre back pairing is Ampadu and Rodon. I like Strauch, but just personally, I prefer Rodon and Ampadu. I like Ampadu further back because when he delivers those balls over the top, he has space when he plays at the back. And I like the little thing that we do with Gruev as well when we're playing with these. You have Rodon and Ampadu there, but then Gruev will go into like the middle, or Gruev will drop into a back 3 basically and the fullback, so Bogle and Furpo can go forward. So that's one thing I like about Gruev as well, is the fact of him like dropping into to a back 3 basically and letting the fullbacks go. I think Gruev gets very underappreciated with what he does. I mean, I say that a lot because it's true. But back to Ampadu, he played the full 90. He made 4 clearances, blocked 1 shot. He made 1 interception. Ground duels, he won 3 out of 3, so he won 100% of his ground duels. His aerial duels, he won 5 out of 6, so he only lost 1 aerial duel. He lost the ball 12 times, which is fine. He was fouled 3 times. He had 120 touches throughout the entire game with an accurate passing of 99 out of 105, which was 94%. So a 94% of pass accuracy. He made 6 long balls and 3 of them were accurate. Yeah, all-around good performance from him as well. I thought Furpo was good as well. Furpo's performance, I thought Furpo was good, but I don't think he was at his best. Well, what stats did he even have? He had 2 clearances. He had block shots. He made 1. He had 2 tackles in the whole game. Ground duels, he won 3 out of 7, so not really the best, but not terrible. Aerial duels, he won 0 out of 2. He lost the ball 19 times, was fouled, made 2 fouls, was fouled once. 76 touches with a 76% pass accuracy with 44 out of 58. 1 key pass, and he didn't really, his crosses, he had 1 cross, which wasn't accurate, and 2 long balls, which weren't accurate either. I thought he was all right, but I don't think it was one of his better performances. I think I've seen a lot better from Furpo, and I just don't know. I don't like Furpo. I don't think Furpo's good enough defensively. I still don't think he's good enough defensively. I do think he's leaving at the end of the season, which would be sad, But and another thing about it being sad, maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's good that we finally let a player leave on a high. I mean, how many players in recent times, especially, have left on a bad note, or while the club's not doing great? At least Furpo can leave on a high. Maybe if he does go, he leaves on a high after promotion back to the Premier League. I would like that. I'd be fine with that because I do not trust him in the Premier League, especially to start. And I don't see him staying around if he's going to be the backup. I don't see him staying around if he's going to be the backup because I think he wants first team football. Now we'll go on to Ilya Gruev, who I thought was really good. As we already talked about, I like the fact of how he drops into a back three with Rodon and Ampadu when we basically have the ball, and it helps fullbacks go forward. I like Grove for that. I mean, Grove, when he got his yellow card, I mean, he won the free kick. He took the free kick. He hit it it was on target. The keeper saved it, and then he raced back and just took the man out. Beautiful, great tackle. That's what I want to see from him. He just goes in and says, "Well, if he gets past me, he could have a chance of scoring. So I'm just going to take him in and take the yellow card," which I like that. I think he did the right thing there. He played the full 90 there, Gruev. He had 101 touches throughout the entire game with a 71 out of 86 pass accuracy, which is 83%. He had 2 crosses, none of them were accurate. I mean, I don't think anyone had a good accurate cross. I don't think anyone had more than 1 good accurate cross. Long balls, he had 3 and got 1 accurate. He had 1 shot on target, which was the free kick. He got dribbled. He dribbled past his man once out of 2 times. His ground duels, he won 4 out of his 9 ground duels. His aerial duels, he won 4 out of 7. He lost the ball 20 times throughout this game, and that might look bad, but I just don't think he would, like, on the eye, he didn't perform bad at all. Like, it looks bad when you say, oh, he lost the ball 20 times throughout the entire game. He mustn't have had a good performance. But I thought he played well. He made 3 fouls. He was fouled twice. Made 1 clearance, 1 block shot, and 2 total tackles. But again, Grove is one of those players I think goes under the radar or underappreciated by the fan base, like a lot of people. I think he's very good at what he does, and he's very good defensively, which, you know, you have a lot of people that say, well, he doesn't do spins and sprays the ball left and right, so he's not a good player. But I think he does his job very well that he does. And he's been getting some criticism, like, from fans being like, oh, we need Rothwell back there in the last couple of games since he's come in, Grove. But since Grove's come in, every game he's played for me, he's been better than Tanaka. But some people don't want to admit that, I guess. But I thought every game he's played with Tanaka, Grove's been the better player. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just a Grove thing. Maybe there's certain players that get the stick. Certain players get stick at certain times, and then it just doesn't change, or people can't see. It's not. I wouldn't say it's an agenda, because some people will say, "Oh, it's an agenda against him." I would just say sometimes people get stick, or they're not good for a certain while, like like a couple of games or half a season or something. But I don't think Grove's been bad the last 2 seasons. I think he's been good for both seasons. I just think he does the simple things very good, and that's probably why he doesn't do the risky stuff. As I said, he doesn't spray the ball left and right all the time. But I think, yeah, defensively very strong. I don't know what it is with him. I just don't know what it is with people, how they think he's bad. They think he's like an average championship. I've seen people say he's an average championship midfielder, which do not agree with. I think that's mad if you think he's an average championship midfielder. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think he's a Premier League starter level. At the high, I think I could see him starting for us in the Premier League, but I just don't think he's a Premier League, like a player that's going to be a top Premier League player. You know what I mean? But I think for a lower team, first season in the Premier League, I think he'll be fine. And maybe he'll shock us, because there's going to be players that shock everyone, basically. I mean, there's players that people will say, oh, he'll never be good enough for the Prem. And then he is. So you never know. Grove might be one of those players. Maybe, especially in that first season, you know, because we're going to be in a relegation battle. We just are, in my opinion. If you look at how the Premier League goes, Jesus, I mean, I'm worried next season that we're going to come straight back down. We'll get to that when we get to that, after we confirm promotion. We can have a talk about that. We can talk about the whole promotion and all that going on, because, yeah, that's something we need to talk about afterwards. When we get everything, you know, we get up and we need to talk about signings and all that, and we'll get to that. But I am worried if next season all 3 teams that are promoted this season all go straight back down. I am very worried for the just competition between the Premier League and Championship if all 3 teams that got up this season go down again, because that was going to be 3 seasons in a row that the 3 teams that go up go back down, and you're going to have all the other 17 teams get more money and improve all their squads, and basically that's going to put everyone in the championship, basically give them even less of a hope, which right now I feel like it's almost, I'm not going to say it's impossible for us to stay up, but for a lot of teams in the championship, if they get promoted, they're not going to stay up. And I have a worry in like football in general, between the championship and the Premier League. No team that doesn't have parachute payments will stay up. It'll be a long time until we see a team with no parachute payments that come straight down and go back up, that don't have them, to stay in the Premier League. I just feel like I'm not saying it's impossible. It's bearing on getting close to impossible for me because you just look at the level and the gap that it is now. But yeah, Grove, good performance. Manuel Solomon again, I thought it was one of his better performances. Back to his best, I would say. He played the 87 minutes. He got his goal. But it wasn't even just the goal. I think his performance was very good. He had 44 touches with an accurate passing of 31 out of 34, which is 91%. So only 3 bad passes throughout the entire game. One key pass, he made 4 crosses. Oh, there you go. Here's someone that can make a cross. Solomon had 4 crosses and 3 of them were accurate. So he got 3 out of 4. One long ball and it was accurate as well. He had 1 shot on target, which was the goal. He had 1 shot blocked. He had 6 ground duels and won 0 of them. Didn't realize that. He had no aerial duels. He lost the ball 8 times throughout this game. And yeah, he got dribble past 3 times, but that doesn't really matter for a winger. But yeah, Solomon for me was back to his best, one of his better performances. Took his, good movement for the goal, took it well, scored. And yeah, next player, Brendan Aronson. Because every game, people hammer his performances after every game, but I think it's because he doesn't score. I think a lot of it's because he doesn't get a goal or an assist in games. Because I like Aronson, and I think he does a lot. I keep saying this. I keep saying it like so many videos. He does the things that people don't see, that people don't keep an eye on. He does the pressing very well, and people that say stuff like, "Well, if I've seen people say play Puro on the 10 and play Bamford up top," you're not going to get the same because Bamford is just coming back from an injury. So you're not going to get the same pressing as you do with a fully fit Aronson. And Piro's just going to get absolutely walk past in that midfield because he doesn't track back. Piro doesn't track back because he's not number 10. He doesn't press because he's not a pressing striker. I don't even know what he is, if he's a 10 or a 9, to be honest. He's like he's an in between, but he's 9.5. But the whole thing about Aronson in that midfield, in that 10, is so Piro doesn't have to do the running. So Aronson does all the running, so Piro doesn't. And I think Aronson does that very well and goes under the radar and doesn't get appreciated as much for what he's done. I mean, he's played like every single game this season as well. You can't tell me we're top of the league. Yeah, we're top of the league, but Aronson's shit. But he's played more games. He's played more minutes than any other outfield player. He's played more minutes than any other player on the pitch, but he's shit, and we're top of the league. Like, it just doesn't make sense for me. Because I think he does what he does very well. I mean, even in this game, I think he was good. He played 89 minutes throughout the entire game. He had XG of 0.35, so nothing really to talk about. He had 51 touches with an accurate passing of 22 out of 28, which is 79%, so that's not bad. 1 key pass. He had 1 cross, which wasn't accurate. He had 3 long balls, and 1 of them were accurate. He had 1 shot on target. He had 2 dribble attempts, and 1 was successful. He had 11 ground duels, 11 ground duels and won 6 out of the 11. That's fine, I guess. He had 1 aerial duel and lost it, but he's not going to win headers. He lost the ball 15 times. He was fouled 4 times. He gets kicked a lot during games as well. He gets kicked a lot, Aronson. 1 clearance, nothing really to talk about here. Total tackles, he made 1. And dribble past, he was dribble past once. But Aronson, I just like Aronson, to be honest. Joel Piro up top now. With Joel Piro's performance, he played 76 minutes. I think bringing him off was the right call because a lot of I thought he was going to bring up Aronson for Bamford, but I'm happy he brought off Piro because Aronson was doing the work of, you can keep him on the pitch. He was doing the work for me of, you can keep him on the pitch because he's actually having a good performance and he's running around. He always runs around, but he's having a good performance with that. And Piro wasn't having a good performance at all. He played 76 minutes, Piro. I'll give Piro this. His link-up plays improved so much this season compared to last season. His link-up play has improved. Still not on the level of a Bamford, of a hold-up play, like a link between the midfielders and the wingers, like how he passes. Still not on Bamford, near Bamford's level, nowhere near. But I don't think he'll ever get there. But he has improved. 76 minutes total played. What do you do? He didn't have a single shot all game, so 0 shots again. 31 touches with a pass accuracy of 76%. He had 16 out of 21. So 16 out of 21 passes. He had 2 key passes. He had one long ball, which was accurate. He created 1 big chance. Ground duels, he won 2 out of 4. Aerial duels, again, he's won 4 out of 12. So he's actually won some aerial duels in this game compared to the last 2 where he won in total between the last 2 games before this one. He won 0 out of 10. So he's won 4 out of 12, which is a big improvement. He lost the ball 10 times. Clearances 1, total tackles 2. I like his link up play, but I don't like him as a striker, to be honest. I just don't. I'd prefer Bamford, but Bamford can't start games because he's not like fit enough to play a full 90. So I'm fine with Pirro being there because Bamford can't play a full 90. But if Bamford was fully fit, you start Bamford. Then let's talk about Nonto as well. I guess we'll just talk about Nonto. He played 76 minutes as well. I don't think he was great. I don't think he was bad, but I don't think he was great. I think it was like an performance. He had 40 touches. He had an 87% passing accuracy with 27 out of 31 passes. Long balls, he was accurate with his long balls, 2 out of 4. He had one shot which was off target, it was close to being a goal. It was close to being a goal though, very close. It was a good strike from outside the box. Ground duels, he won 0 out of 3. Aerial duels, he won 2 out of 4. Possession loss, he lost the ball 7 times. He had 4 clearances, 1 interception, and got dribbled past once. But yeah, I don't think he was bad, but yeah, I don't think he was great. I mean, he won more aerial duels than he did ground duels. Yeah. But like overall, I'm excited. I do feel like we'll have promotion sealed, by the way. I do think we'll have promotion sealed by the end of by this weekend. Like by the Stoke game, I think Stoke will be the game we seal promotion because I can't see Sheffield United beating Burnley. I just can't see them winning that game. So excited. That's gonna be the end of the stream now. I'm gonna go. I'm probably gonna make my preview because it's Easter. Well, today it's 1:30 a.m. So it's Easter today. So I'm gonna go make my preview. That'll be uploaded for you guys tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow morning. It'll be tomorrow morning for you guys. I might be asleep by then, so I'm gonna just schedule it, and then it'll be out. So yeah, if you guys like the stream, thank you. Like the stream, subscribe if you haven't already. If you're here live, leave a comment. If you're not live, of course, if you're watching this later, leave a comment, and I'll catch you all in the next one, which will be the preview. So peace. Oh, I didn't press the right. And peace.